Okay, so now we wanted to talk about our 3G, 4G antenna and telephone sort of setup. So most people just start off with a simple mobile phone, and then they think, oh well, I want to get an external antenna for that, because sometimes I find that I'm putting my phone on top of the vehicle just to get phone signal, a little bit of internet, and then how am I going to use my phone then if it's on the top of the vehicle? And so you start to think about external antennas very quickly. But your phones don't normally take the ability to have an antenna through that. So some people, and like what we did, we got this Netgear device, and you put a SIM card into this thing, and it's got a little external antenna, and it still works. And sometimes we use it. So let's say if we're having problems with this thing, or if we want to use up the SIM from this one, then we just plug in this. Goes straight to our antenna on the roof, and that gives us a phone signal boosted through the power of the high gain antenna. But it's not actually boosting the signal itself, it's just using the antenna. So what we decided to get was this Selfie Wave, Selfie Go device, and that actually takes the antenna, and you plug that straight into the Selfie Wave, and when we use it, we just sort of plug it in like this, plug it in there, and so that turns on, and that will boost the signal. So it takes the boosted signal from there, and it goes to our antenna outside. The type of antenna we have is a Blackhawk Omni high directional high gain antenna, and so that's capable of 3G and 4G. So if you want to get something like that, you want to make sure that it's capable of 3G and 4G. Our mounting position we've shown in a previous video, where it used to be at the front left for ease of deployment. Now we've moved it back to the rear right, so that we can have extra solar panels, but we can still deploy it if we need to. So it does have that GME fold down mounting bracket. That allows us to have it nice and high when we want to use it, and then when we're traveling, we just put it down so that it doesn't increase the height of the vehicle or flop around all over the place. So it gives us that extra height when we get there, and then we can just put it away when we don't use it. The internal comms antenna, which is this thing, connects into your Selfie Wave, and that communicates with your devices. Now, like all your devices, it could be your tablet, it could be your phone, and let's say my phone and Susan's phone. Several devices can all, I'm not sure how many devices it can connect to. I think it's at least 5 devices can connect to this Selfie Wave, and they're all using the one antenna through all these devices and doing the same thing, but it's boosting it. So it's taking a weak signal and boosting it. So you go to an area where it might have weak signal and people can't use their phone because, oh hey, it's too weak, I can't make a phone call. But because you got this, then you can. But don't think that it's going to be, don't think that you're going to have super fast internet or anything. It's really just for on the edge sort of signal areas. So in a way it can be game changer for you, in that you take an area where you can't make a phone call, you don't have enough signal for anything, and it gives it a bit of a boost, and then you've got signal. It also can improve certain areas where you've got half decent signal and now you've got a bit of a boost. That's about the only other time. But the best part about having an external antenna is it's kind of like you're standing on the roof with your phone all the time. But it's also boosted as well, so it boosts the signal. It's, I think, of one of the only devices in Australia that's approved, so that it recognizes if certain telecoms want to turn off the boost, then it can do that, because these boosted antennas somehow affect their whole system. So it's one of the only devices that allows it to do that. And that's the main thing, and that's what we've been using for years, just to boost our signal. So if you wanted to have a 3G, 4G and get it through all your devices at the same time, and that's the beauty part about it, because you can use it through, I mean, it's only Susan and I, but we're using all of our devices through the one device, the Cellfi Go, and that's what we've been using. Well, we hope you enjoyed the video about the Cellfi Go. Now in the next video we'll talk about our new Starlink that we've got installed, and how that's benefited us as well, right, sweetie?
Yep.